Hello and welcome to the Formula Racing World Series round 12 in Monza. Let's hope we don't have to do a part 3. We're on for a safety car restart after a few odd goings on at the start of the race at the end of the previous session. A few things that Codemasters really could do with sorting out there. Ray, if you could just do me a quick favour, keep an eye on the message I've sent out to the drivers. Just to see if anyone needs anything clarifying. Now, for the viewers, the situation here is we've loaded up a new lobby. There'll be a qualifying session on. That's for the drivers to put their setups on. Then the drivers are to retire from the session. Once they have done that, the race would get underway, but we're going to do a safety car restart, which means that the drivers will take 1 or 2 laps if necessary to get into the grid order. I'll go through that in a moment. The drivers have been informed of what that order will be. So for this qualifying session, none of the drivers are to go out on track, load up their setup, and get ready for the race. Now, with a safety car restart, the process for that is quite simple. The drivers need to get themselves into position, preferably without causing too much trouble. Most of them have done safety car restarts before. Once Ray retires from the session, then that gives the green light to the drivers to say, okay, when you get to the end of the lap you are on, you can start the race. And Azamor has left the session again. I don't know if that's an accidental clicked on the wrong button there or not, but he has left the session. So the drivers get themselves into position. When Ray retires from the race, it will tell the drivers, okay, it's time for you to get ready. At the end of this lap, you are free to go. The lead driver will be able to lead the pack as he sees fit, as long as he doesn't do any heavy accelerating and braking or drive too slow. Now just hang on one moment to see if we can get Azamor back in, but we have to get to a point where we say, right guys, we're just going to go anyway, as many of the drivers have now retired. If I retire, it'll end the session, so just hang on a moment. Ray, I don't know if you want to just keep an eye on the messages for a moment while I quickly go through the grid order. So the grid order for the start of the race will be Hindle in first place, Rickster in second, Hybrid Nuke in third, Dave the Harp in fourth, Acorn 95 in fifth, From Racing NW in 6th, From Racing GP in 7th, Ant69 in 8th, K-Slay in 9th, Charlie in 10th, Andy Russell in 11th, Farfba in 12th, Azamor in 13th, and Adam 4600 in 14th. But if Azamor can't get back in, then it'll be Adam 4600 in 13th. Ray, is there any comments in the messages?
Not yet, I'm just seeing, it says he's multiplayer custom spectating on his thing, so I wonder if he's trying to join back in.
Quite possibly. I mean, we've been in this qualifying session for nearly 3 minutes now, so I am going to have to click go at some point. Now, for the drivers, the safety car restart can be difficult situations to deal with. They're not always as easy as they sound. I'll tell you what, while we do quickly wait for Azza, give him a chance, we'll go through the question of the day again for the viewers. Today's question of the day, you got 2 coins, 2 20p pieces, 1 in each hand. You flick them both up in the air, you catch them both. What are the odds of them both landing on heads? So that's your question of the day. Okay, we're 3 minutes into the session, so I am now going to retire, which means we are going to be heading over to the start of the race. Now, safety car restarts are frantic for the drivers, but you know what? They are also frantic for ourselves. They can be absolutely manic. As I mentioned, the drivers do have to be cautious. For example, Adam 4600, he's currently in first place and he needs to drop all the way to the back of the field. But this is where the drivers have been informed previously. If you do need to drop back, try and stay to the left hand side of the circuit as best as possible, and then drivers that need to move forward can pass you on the right. And sometimes though, we do see people trying to get themselves into position into turn 1, which is never advisable. Right, are you ready for this one then, Ray?
Yeah.
I hope so. Now, one of the things it may do for the settle some of their nerves about turn one, but only time will tell about that. I mean, if someone gets a decent run on another driver when the race gets going, then it could still end up with a few incidents up there. Now, it does say that Asamoah has managed to get back in, so it will be Asamoah in 13th place and 4600 in 14th place, but we'll see how they go on. Now, as I mentioned, if the drivers can get into position in time within one lap, then Ray will retire early and let them know they're good to go. But if they can't get into position or they do so too late, then the drivers will be made to go on for a second lap, where Ray won't retire until that second lap. Okay, so given we're now on a safety car restart, Ray, have you got any predictions?
Second place, man, Rickster.
Ooh, interesting decision that. He did say that he felt he'd got a decent bit of pace around here, and he showed it in qualifying, so he could have a decent chance of scoring some fair amount of points, or even going for the victory here. It will be very, very interesting to see how the drivers get on. Like I said, we've got a 27-lap race. It is a long race around this particular racetrack, as we're just waiting now for all of the drivers to finish off their final commands to their engineers, their final choices on strategy, and it seems to be taking a while to do this.
Yeah, something's going wrong. Everybody's still get messages, something's gone wrong. That's no. Now,
people may be wondering why this is, but we've discussed it many times before. When you do have drivers disconnect and reconnect, it can cause issues. That's what caused issues at the start of the previous race. So yeah, hugely frustrating, especially for ourselves and the drivers. I'll just bear with it a few moments before we have to go. You know what? We are going to have to do a part 3. But, you know, it's interesting in a way because with some of the admins, it has sort of made us think about in future seasons saying, right, if you get disconnected, that's it, you're out. Because then you can't come back in and affect the lobby. Now, a few of the drivers are leaving. Now, interestingly, that's the one I was waiting for there, to see if when he leaves it makes a difference. No, it hasn't. Right, we'll go for a round 3 then, shall we? Apologies, viewers, this is a complete waste of everybody's time. Now, in all honesty, Asamoah, no offence, if you get disconnected again, we're just gonna go. Right, join us in a few moments, folks.